poppin', happy mental push up Monday, baby. We here. So check me out. I'm here at the beautiful Shelby Farms again, putting in these mental push-ups. But the title of today's message is Compassion is a Key to Connection. So this message was inspired actually by multiple things. So the first thing was, I was like, wait a minute, school starts tomorrow for teachers. Welcome back. Shout out to all my Memphis educators getting in there and doing their real mental push-ups. But anyway, so I was inspired by that because I was thinking that one of the key lessons, even though I taught math, really the true teachers were my students, because the one thing that they taught me was compassion. I remember when I first was a teacher, I would send home these homework assignments, they'd never come back, and I would take it so personal. I would get so angry. It's like, why is this homework not coming back? But it wasn't until I took the opportunity and I actually tried to understand my students that everything started to change. So the second thing that came up for me was, I've been doing this new leadership program, and so in some of the readings I had to self-reflect, and I said, wait a minute, sometimes I just think I'm always right, like my perspective is the best way to do it, and this, that, and the other. But ultimately I recognize that it's also important for you to take the opportunity to understand other people's world, get their experience. And so I feel like for you to be able to do that, you have to be compassionate. And so just to set context, when we talk about what compassion is, it's ultimately taking the opportunity to put yourself in someone else's world and get their experiences, and just almost like place yourself in their shoes. So here are my thoughts around compassion and connection. So I think the first thing that I thought about is that everybody has a story. So I would just want you to take a second and just think about who you are as a person. There's certain things that tick you off. There are certain things that make you happy. All these things that just all the things that embody who you are. But this is all based on the experiences that you've had that make you who you are. And so I think by us understanding that, okay, there are things that make me who I am, and me taking the opportunity to understand and say that, oh, there are things that make this person who they are, that it provides a level of insight and a level of understanding. So again, as I said in the opening, I used to be so hot about this homework not coming back. I was like, why are they not bringing back this homework? But the minute that I took an opportunity to place myself in their shoes and get my students experience, things start to change. Because I just thought about, I'm asking you about this little math homework. I'm trying to teach you this math, but you didn't eat breakfast this morning. You didn't have lights. You didn't have water. You didn't have things like that. And so it allowed my heart to soften and really get their experience, which made me more able to connect to them in a different way. And so I think by us understanding another person's world, and we don't have to always agree, but understanding is key. But I think that it allows us to recognize that, hey, we don't need to take it personal. Now this one is hard for me because I'm sensitive, and sometimes I have this disease to please, and I want everybody to like me, but really, when we take the time to understand another person's world, we get that it's not personal. Them not bringing the homework, it wasn't personal. It had nothing to do with me. And then I think also, when people do things, sometimes we say, oh, they're doing it because of this. It has nothing to do with us. It's not personal. People do what they do based on the experience they've had and who they are. And so usually if we perceive things a certain way, and it's just another nugget, it's usually because of something inside of ourselves. Something inside of us ourselves. So I know in my coaching school, one of the things they teach us, they say, when you see something in another person, you have to ask yourself, where do I do that? Where's evidence of me doing it? Because it's usually what we're perceiving is based on our experiences, just like someone else is showing up based on theirs. So the last piece of compassion, I think, is, and this kind of builds on point number 2 about don't take it personal. Assume the best intentions. This person is doing the best they could in this moment. They're doing the best that they can. And so I think a lot of times, I want you to just take a second and think about the last disagreement you had with somebody. Parent, partner, friend, sister, sibling, anybody. And normally we get upset because the story behind it. They did this because of that. Da 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 da. This, that, and the other. And so we just riled up, just angry, right? But what if we took a step back and we said, wait a minute, this person is doing the best they could. So here's a prime example. You get mad at your partner, they ain't take the trash out. You done told them that 50 times, take the trash out. And so they don't do it. But what if we just took a step back and said, wait a minute, this person, they just got busy. It wasn't on purpose. They just got busy and they forgot. And just think about like how much more relaxing that is. Because again, we are 100% responsible for how we respond to certain situations and circumstances. So action step this week. And again, I believe that compassion is the key to our connections. It's a major key. But anyway, so this week, action step. I want you to try to understand another person's world. Try to really get it. Maybe it's your enemy, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your sister, brother, mother. I did this activity last week with my parents. I want to take opportunity to really understand their world, because sometimes I think that they're invincible, and that's really not true. They're human just like me. And so I did this activity. Shout out to my Sure Thing. I thought it was a really good activity. I closed my eyes and I envisioned my life from 1 through 10. What was my childhood like? And then I took the opportunity and I envisioned my parents' life from 1 through 10, from ages 1 through 10. And it was vastly different, but it just gave me a new level of appreciation, because I was just like, man, they are so strong. They're, like even more, I think they're even more stronger, but also just like, wow, they were the first to go to college in their family. That is amazing. Shout out to you, mama and daddy. I love y'all. But I just had this new level of compassion. I just feel more connected, and just also a new level of appreciation. Just wrap this thing up in a nice little bow. Compassion is the key to connection. And so the first thing is we have to understand that everyone has a story. We all come with something. We all have baggage. We all have we have reasons for why we are the way that we are, right? And then I think because of that, it gives us a level of understanding and insight into another person's world. And so that really strengthens our connection, because I know one thing that changed for me was I used to get so mad at my students. And I said, wait a minute, I've been 15. I've been 16 before. I didn't make the best decisions. Okay, yeah, and that softened my heart a little bit. But I think the second part of that is it's not personal. The things that people do, they have nothing to do with us. They are all based on what they've experienced. And normally, if we're experiencing something from another person, we have to ask ourselves, where do I see that within myself? Because remember, people are a mirror to us and to what we do. And then I think lastly, assuming the best intentions. If we go back to not taking it personal, assume that in that moment, this person did the absolute best that they could. And so these are tidbits, words of wisdom. Get out there this week. Do those mental push-ups. Be bold, be brave, be you, because you are beautiful. And I am out.